Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero, and welcome to this week 4 intermediate game between the Thought Police and Double Cap. My name is Acronator. I'll be your play-by-play caster tonight, and knock on wood on streaming as in the match announcement. And we've got a little bit of a surprise special guest for you on the color cast. We have the manager and ironically the lobby host of this game of Thought Police, Chef himself.
Hello. I actually am officially a caster in the league. That's why I mainly decided to do this. But
We thought it would be funny either way. He will be on only his team spec. He's not going to have any information that he could give to his team that would make this unfair. We've taken all the precautions necessary for that. And if it becomes a problem, we can just boot him out and I'll go back to the solo cast. But I trust Chef. Do you trust you, Chef?
I could trust myself at least. That's one person I can trust. There's a very small list, and I think myself is on there.
Well, that's always a good way to start the day. Anyways, starting off this game, it looks like we're going to be going to Busan. I don't know who exactly had the map pick, but that seems to be... It was what?
Double Cap at it.
Okay. I don't know. I unfortunately, aside from watching the VODs, haven't really gotten a feel for how Double Cap are really in game. I think this is the first game that I've streamed or casted of them. So I'm very interested to see. You know, obviously Thought Police have, well, 2 new names in the lineup right now. They have Shinsei on one of the tank roles, because Greek and Shinsei are currently both off tanks traditionally. So I'm curious to see, no spoilers, I suppose. And then McCree, who a longtime veteran of the community, most well known from his season 1 time on Double Cap, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Double Cap.
I remember season 1 Double Cap.
And I always get him and Chicken mixed up. That's why I was thinking it wasn't Rio, right? No, it's Double Cap. So I guess versing a new iteration of his old team, as well as worth noting that the DPS lineup for Thought Police right now is McCree and Chief, who Chief in particular has been the hit scan as of the last couple of weeks, although I do personally know he can play kind of both, so I'm curious to see how he slots into the DPS to kind of play around McCree's more hit scan centric stuff.
Yeah. I noticed that Double Cap, this isn't their usual starting lineup, as they have both Zoom and Nikos in as the starting tank line, rather than normally Katagiri and Pongo.
Yeah, I think Pongo is unavailable for this week. And I believe last week as well, I think Zoom was playing. I don't even see Pongo in the lobby, although Katagiri is in the lobby. So I think this is probably just the tale of 2 different tank lines, where, you know, Zoom and Nikos have that synergy, probably been practicing together.
I could see that. And looks like I can't tell what, I think this is downtown first, at least from the background of it.
No, this is all right. You can't see.
I'm just stuck on the starting screen.
This
until
is
heroes are picked.
The one with the giant bongo drum. This is gonna be fun.
Sanctuary. Okay.
So yeah, Sanctuary. I always think it's Sanctum, but that's the one with the giant death pit in Nepal. Either way, it looks like Thought Police teasing a little bit of a brawl composition. Double Cap kind of sticking on the old reliable in terms of their composition, regardless of the new tank line. Kind of just sticking with the stereotypical dive. Not too much else to say. I'm very curious to see. Okay, so Chief actually is teasing the Mei as well. So he's gonna be on the flex DPS at least for the time being.
Yeah, I think this brawl might have a slightly harder time here, as this is a very open map. So getting into that brawl is going to be a little tough for them, but we'll see how it works for them.
Well, both teams fighting up onto the high ground. Nice wall onto Zoom, getting about halfway down. Has to use his jump, but still barely gets out with his life. The collapse now coming in onto Nikos, but McCree does take out Zoom. Then the well-placed headshot. And that's going to be DC backing up, at least not quite a full disengage as of yet, but they are very split, and it doesn't look like they have the ground to stand upon. So they're going to let Thought Police take this first point. Rather good engagement from Thought Police.
That was a really nice job, really nice wall coming out from Chief actually, and allowing for McCree to get that finishing pick onto Zoom there.
Oh, Tanic getting a little bit over ambitious there, trying to use his Wraith to get out, but it doesn't quite work. Little finding
Ooh,
the
big
extra
slam.
kills. Greek with the Shatter to clean everything up, and McCree might get taken down. No, okay, the heals are there, and that's gonna
Close.
be rather. He was about 20% HP, so that's getting a little bit close for comfort. But he does get out with his life, and he's looked pretty good so far.
Yeah, only using one ult there and coming up on potentially having the other 5 at some point this fight. So really good ult rotation starting out here, at least from them. I don't know how DC's ult rotation's looking at all. I can't see that, but
Well, they have a lot they're building up, as well as the EMP coming in from Frozen, the Coalescence from Basket, Gum Sauce falling soon thereafter. It doesn't even look like Thought Police wants to invest onto this quite yet, but now that they take out Zoom, who is definitely a more valuable target, they want to engage further. Finding Oh No Potato with the D-Mech, and that's going to be Thought Police recapturing this point, it appears, as the kills are going rather blue in favor of the underdogs, dare I say. Double Cap looking a little bit flustered as they give up now 50% and counting on this point.
They got 16% there at least, so it's not going to be you can't technically say it's a 100-0 sweep, but they had a really clean engage with the EMP there. But I guess Thought Police were able to hold out long enough to be able to come back in with the beat from Little actually being able to help them stabilize there and actually end up winning that fight.
Oh, McCree getting a little bit over ambitious, caught out, and will get tasered down. Few ultimates coming in, as well as the Blizzard. Tanic be looking for something in the backline, but really doesn't do too much aside from chip damage. But it might be the turning point, as Greek took a little bit too much before the defense matrix from Shinsei could come in, and this is Double Cap winning what feels like their first clean fight all map.
Yeah, getting up to 90% there. McCree got a little overextended there, and they were able to pick him off on that. And then from there, it kind of just snowballed. They did also use Primal and Blossom there.
Oh, we do have a call for pause from Double Cap. So not well, it is from Tanic B. So we can assume his internet is probably spiking up to 800 ping, as is tradition. So okay, well, he is ready now.
All right, I'm gonna make sure that.
Nikos is
Nikos. No, that wasn't expected. I'm gonna make sure that Thought Police are ready before we go in. Just make sure both sides are good. All right.
It looks like everyone's back in. Ready.
But yeah, the Blizzard was brought out from Thought Police there in a losing fight, so they won't have that anymore.
He's zoning Blizzard, as it were. Already an early EMP bomb combo, but McCree finds Tanic with the High Noon. Greek falling to the D.Va bomb, however, isn't a great start, and it looks like Double Cap really want to hold on to this point. They realize that they're in last fight territory, and they cannot give up any more capture percentage. However, quick fight means that Thought Police didn't really waste any ultimates outside of the High Noon.
I mean, the High Noon did find someone, but you ended up losing your Rhine in exchange with the EMP bomb combo, which actually worked really well. But overall, it ended up going the way of Double Cap there because you didn't have really a shield to stand behind in a brawl, so you couldn't really get much value out of it.
Fair enough. A little bit of a flank bomb from Shinsei will land perfectly in the monkey bubble from Zoom, but oh no, Potato gets caught out by McCree, as well as a shatter coming in from Greek to isolate the Winston, and he is being escorted rather violently back to spawn. Not a single kill in favor of Double Cap, as this is Thought Police taking the point in one fight territory. Double Cap are going to have to start swapping on to stall picks to even get to the point in time.
Ready in the Doom Fist and the ball as well. It looks like they're gonna have to have either this ball's likely gonna be the one that touches. Oh no, Potato goes down. Ooh.
Oh no, losing to Lucio, as well as the Sombra so early, the Blizzard to close off the point even further makes it that much more awkward for Double Cap to get in, and they're bleeding members left and right. This isn't the side of the kill feed they wanted to be on. The High Noon is the final nail in the coffin, as no one else is even remotely close. Oh no, Potato only about halfway there, as the ticker goes up to 100%, and that's Thought Police looking a bit renewed.
Yeah, really good job there. Good isolation with the Blizzard there, just to make sure, trying to help prevent that touch from happening, but it did still end up happening. But overall, DC did have some good moments there. They had good ult combos and stuff with their EMPs, but they just weren't able to, outside of that, like, I guess Thought Police there had the ult advantage, which was really useful for them to be able to actually carry out that fight.
Sure enough. Now it looks like Thought Police are just sticking with old reliable, whereas TanakB going back to a little bit of a pocket pick. I have to be, I'm trying to be very careful to not give anything away until the teams actually face each other, just as a precaution, but either way. You do see a nice sleep coming in from Basket across the map, so Greek caught out a little bit, but nah, not any worse for where Gumsauce taking a lot of poke damage. Basket coming alive right now on the Ana, but he's getting harassed by Shinsei. Never mind, Shinsei is taking a bit of a nap. Frozen will find McCree. Thought Police are split, divided, and conquered, and that is going to be a quick team fight before the point was even available to be unlocked, as Shinsei is getting actually not very staggered, but still somewhat staggered as he was caught out.
Really good peel from Nikos on the Basket there. He had both Shin and Little were both on Basket, and Nikos just came in with that peel, and it was near perfect.
Okay, so these were immediate swaps coming out from Thought Police, because I would have to assume this is probably a set strategy. He wanted to try the Reinhardt composition, and soon thereafter immediately swapped. Oh, Chief finding Basket very early on. Not even sure where he was for that. The res is there, but the res is now gone out of the fight, so they don't have that anymore. Thought Police seeing a little bit of poke damage, but they're staying healthy. Greek with this Roadhog forces the front line of Double Cap to be a little bit more cautious. TanakB will be taken out of the skies, but Little Pants losing your Brigitte so early as well as your Ana makes it a little bit more difficult. But is it going to matter if McCree keeps lighting up the kill feed? Zuma, I'm trying to do something, but can't even press Q to stay alive for that long. And the point actually flips over. The damage is just out of this world from Thought Police, but now no one is particularly close to the point aside from the only remaining members of Thought Police.
Yeah, both sides lost their supports there around the same time, so it actually just came down to who could get more damage off. And when you have that Pre and that Sig as well, who has really good burst, it's gonna actually end up favoring Thought Police there in that situation.
Long range bomb coming in, as well as the barrage will find two, but Chief once again finding Basket, seems to have the Ana's number. Not exactly sure where either of them are positioning, but Chief and McCree fighting the Tracer on the points. Now it's really just Chief trying to stall out as much as possible, but they'll give it up with about 39% back to Double Cap.
Yeah, that was good. The barrage was there to help scatter the team there, and the bomb was able to actually pick up Shin there with the scatter, and so it ended up doing a really good job of splitting Thought Police there.
Sure enough, however, Double Cap using so many ultimates in the previous fight means that they're not going to have that many this time around. McCree going for another Hail Mary. High Noon will get eaten by Nikos, who was there and ready. The Valkyrie from Ono Potato being invested, but nothing really coming of it right now. The Chief duplicated bomb being tossed in towards the point, towards the Pharah Mercy of all things. But Gumsauce is the first casualty of this fight, as well as Chief soon thereafter, and this is looking rather dominant from TanakB's Pharah. It does get stunned up briefly.
There is a flip.
It flips over somehow. They get off the point. A bit of a C9, but I'm not sure for how much longer. It's really just a stall game from Shinsei and Greek. Greek, a total of 30 HP before falling, and sure enough, they will try to stall it out, but it won't quite work. That'll be Double Cap retaking the point with about 10% and counting.
There's gonna need to be some swaps coming in here if there's gonna be anything.
Touch. There is a touch coming in. Greek coming
on
into the wrecking ball.
Oh, that barrage.
The barrage will not find anything, but it does take down Little enough where the follow-up damage is there. Nice anti-nade from Gumsauce, but I'm not sure if it's going to matter because TanakB has 3 in his name right now for this fight and gets another triple kill thereafter. So you got 3 with 3 assists. Close enough to a 6K.
Tanak there. Tanak on that Pharah just looking really dominant and honestly just all over Thought Police. It seemed almost like they didn't really know what to do against it in some situations.
Ready for battle.
Sure enough, if you put the man on Pharah, he can carry. It's been true since Season 0, and it remains true about 2.5 years later. A little bit of a swap from both sides, both opting towards this brawl composition. Nothing too shocking. I mean, this is basically the King's Row of Busan, where it's really brawl or go home.
5,
This is normally a Brawl v Brawl map. I would not be surprised to see DC on the Brawl as well.
Capture the objective.
And although thought plays with the tree on the Doom this time. We'll
I
see
haven't
how this
seen it
goes.
too often, but he did show it briefly on Exodus prior to being traded. Both Maywolves now invested, as well as the Lamp, but Zoom is the first one to get bullied out and back to spawn. Just a little bit too much damage to sustain through, as well as the DPS.
Free with the
Got
3K.
caught out. And McCree showing that he's not just a hit scan player. He can also just click heads, or in this case, punch bodies, if on any hero he feels like it. And the cap will eventually go in towards Thought Police.
Yeah, the Kree can play more than just the Kree, unlike his name. We saw a really good wall coming out here actually early on. A very early Brawl again. Ooh.
Panic be getting frozen up, but the lamp is there to keep him alive. The window as well coming in from Basket. The kills are going back and forth, but it looks to be more in favor of Double Cap before McCree gets a 3K with the Meteor Strike, and that is going to be Thought Police holding on to this for just a little while longer, as well as bullying Nikos.
Oh, poor Nico.
Oh, the wall.
The wall.
He's not
Is
allowed
the body
to
block gonna
exist.
come in now? The boop. Oh, they didn't even get the final kill either. But that was a big slam for. I didn't even get to see how that happened, but however it did happen, they should know now not to mess with Kree on this Doom. The rotation coming in from the left side this time though. It was a big slam.
Again, the man's been up tank, but I'm not sure if it really matters when he can pull off shatters like that consistently. I'm just not sure that Zoom is keeping up, as it were. He's dying a lot.
Zoom with that charge in does actually get Chief, so they are gonna have to speed back the May, but they have a really good ult rotation here. Coming back up on that Meteor Strike as well as having a Blizzard and Bomb. Oh, Shin here though. Trying to scout out, just gets caught out immediately having to use that bomb.
Tanakby isn't allowed to exist. Zoom styling on Greek a little bit, saying, you know what, I'm done with this MTD. It's my time to shine. Turn how the turntables. And it looks like Double Cap in one fight territory are starting to bring it back. Yeah, sure enough. This will be their name on the mecha base point for the first time.
Yeah, that was... Shin kind of had to use the bomb just to get out alive at first in that fight because he was trying to scout out which way the team was going to rotate and ended up they just collapsed onto him almost immediately. He almost couldn't do anything about it.
Oh no, Basket getting caught out. Will die to McCree. He's relentless on this Doomfist. Both Blizzards being tossed out, but Chiefs is much later. There is quite a bit of a disengage from Double Cap. They don't have a lot of healing nor damage coming in, but they do finally take out the menace that is McCree on this Doomfist. Thought Police taking the high ground will drop down to focus down Zoomom, who is incredibly low. Shinsei barely surviving in his mech, and Zoom soon thereafter will fall. The lamp coming in from Basket as well as the window, but I'm not sure if it'll really matter. However, Basket does take out Greek. The healing coming in is just a little bit too much, and it looks like Double Cap will be able to hold on to this. Yep, they will.
That was unfortunate as those walls came down the bomb. Kind of a good timing there on this from Nikos there. Kind of noticing the walls were coming down on the point, the bomb, kind of open space there. Not much place to go for cover.
Not much place for cover indeed, however, because Tanakby was coming back from spawn. They weren't really available to set up the Maywall in time. Zoomom going for the shatter as well as dying to Greek's charge. Tanakby with the Blizzard, however, is trying to make something of it. Catches no one, however, and you now have Chief harassing him. Gumsauce is the next to fall, but Tanak, the May out of the fight from Double Cap, as well as another three-man shatter. Greek is relentless. He does die for it, however. The focus fire is there for Thought Police, and it looks like the damage is coming in. So are the heals. You have a beat coming in from Little Pants. But McCree on the Doomfist once again. He is the X Factor, brand new to this team as of this week, if I'm not mistaken. And he actually takes down Tanakby in the Doomfist 1v1. Oh no, Potato does get the final blow, but I'm not sure if it really matters. Double Cap up to 99%, but they seem to be a little bit disoriented as there's not too many of them back from spawn as of yet, but if Zoom can stall this for any longer, they might be able to change that. There's 4 members of Thought Police on the point, but Double Cap are quickly coming back. Greek looking for some extra damage. The point does eventually flip over, as well as Tanakby falling Basket takes out his counterpart, Gum Sauce, and it looks like this could be anyone's map from here on out. Both teams 99 to 99, but the kills are starting to go red. And the kill feed, Zumon comes back as well. That's even more stall remaining. Both of these compositions so incredibly sticky, but it looks like this might actually be going in favor of Double Cap. Yep, the entire kill feed is red as of the last couple of kills. Greek trying his hardest to stay alive on this Wrecking Ball, but there's only so much he can do. The point eventually flips back over to Double Cap. The mine's invested, but once again, McCreech can't find any footing on the Zoomfist anymore. Double Cap have locked down too much, and they get off for just a brief moment. And that's going to be Double Cap in quite the nail biter.
That was very back and forth, but in the end, it seemed like Double Cap just had the better target focus to be able to get those final picks when needed.
And surprise, surprise, I guess we get to see it after all.
Oh, I finally get to see how this happened.
Tanik saying that his Zoomfist is better, but the play of the game begs to differ, as he is the one to claim that glory, and the cards at the end of the day were very even. Both teams had 2 cards, rather close performance. You know, there was one round each where it felt like a shutout in one way or the other, and then Mecha Base was just a nightmare for both of them, I can imagine.
Very back and forth.
All right, well,
Looks
Kings
like we're going
Row.
to Kings Row. The
Okay,
classic.
and Double Cap are going to be defending, no shockers there.
Making me do all this work of swapping spectators.
While he's worrying about the lobby stuff, I guess I'll give a little bit of analysis. So Kings Row, obviously, we're going to probably be expecting a decent amount of Brawl compositions to be played. And in the Brawl v Brawl, it looks rather even in Mecha Base, you know? So I would dare to say that this might be quite the map going into Kings Row whenever these teams are ready. It looks like there's probably a bit of coaching going on. I'm sure Chef is typing to his coach, or I guess player coach in this case, since he has no coaches in the lobby.
Yeah, we do have a player coach on our team, and I'm glad Kern reminded me to change names because I forgot.
Well, at the very least, definitely a bit of an X factor for the Thought Police seems to be McCree. New pickup, definitely giving a lot more firepower to the DPS line, despite the DPS line already looking rather good in the past. Now they look downright terrifying. Greek and Shinsei have been a tank duo for a long time. They played together for a long time. Again, they're both traditionally known for the off-tank position, but Greek seems to have grinded the main tank slot quite a bit. Although, if I do recall, back in Season 2, he did play a decent amount of main tank for High Society, and wait, what? If I recall. So I guess it's not completely out of his repertoire. It's honestly quite even. You know, this might have been a different story, say, if Double Cap had their had Katagiri and Pongo in, but that's neither here nor there, because they are not here. And, you know, the hallmark of a top team really has to be that you can swap in just about anyone and get similar results.
Yeah. So Kings Row, generally gonna see some brawl here. You might see some surprises come through eventually. Every once in a while you'll see a AC 130 attack. And then also every once in a while you'll see I've seen some teams run dive comps on this for whatever reason that may be.
Cough advanced.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that wasn't advanced. I was trying to think, where did I see that? And then I casted that game.
They play dive whenever it's possible, or even not possible. They just love dive in general. Although at that high of a level, it's not too shocking, because dive is a very fun composition to play when everyone's playing together. Either way, both teams showing the brawl, no surprises, complete mirror matchup. Were we expecting anything different? Probably not.
I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised, but at the same time, it wasn't like I was expecting it.
Thought Police on the offense. Rotating around statue. Double Cap actually looking to engage rather early with a quick Maywall, but doesn't catch anyone off guard. But Greek takes a little bit too much damage regardless. The focus fire is there from Double Cap. And the aggressive strategy is paid off. Oh no, another Maywall to get a little bit of a stagger even further. Botanic Feet cannot hit a shot for his life. There we go, his teammates can, thankfully. He does not like Mei, so I'll give him a pass. Not really, he's a flex DPS that doesn't like Mei. That's just sacrilege. Not sacrilege,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a staple of the role, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I started my League Zero career as a flex DPS, so I had to learn to play Mei, and I have my own ways, but as we see, the rotation going through Hotel this time.
Oh wow, nice stun onto Zumon. Does take out about half of his HP. The window coming in from Basket, however, is going to cause a lot of damage coming into the offense, and sure enough, the kills are completely in favor of the defense, as Thought Police just can't get any traction thus far.
Yeah, a really good defensive hold coming out here from Double Cap so far. Able to rotate properly for that rotation through the Hotel that time, and good window from Basket there to help amplify that damage.
You can imagine Double Cap have quite a few ultimates winning all these fights, whereas Thought Police don't really have too many to speak of as of yet. Nice Maywall. As well as Zumon finding, what was that, a 4K?
It's a big shatter, that's all I know.
Not quite expected, and it did result in Gumsauce not getting to find the value out of the Matrix either.
Yeah. Overall, just a really nice slam from Zoom there. Just nothing Thought Police could do about that. They just got kind of just rolled over in that fight overall.
Quick high noon, but the Maywall is good to at least stall for some time, give Nikos the ability to defense Matrix it. The Shatter coming in from Greek. Again, he finds 3, but Frozen returns the high noon. Will find his counterpart, and it looks like once again Thought Police are going back to the drawing board. Greek does find the 1 pick, but I'm not sure it really matters.
Just
in
the
the
first
grand
Elim.
scheme.
I think that's the first Elim Thought Police have had this map, actually. That Fire Strike on the Frozen.
Very well might be. Well, that is an honor for Greek. It's not quite the honor he was looking for.
That is, in fact, true.
Both teams coming in together will not result in any kills immediately, but the Blizzards coming in, actually just from Tanic V. Shinsei tosses in the bomb. Will not find anything, but it will take down Zumon's shield. A lot of ultimates being
Another
invested
shatter
into the
from
fight.
Zoom.
But the Blizzard comes in, Zoom will fall as a result, so that's 2 kills now for the Thought Police. Frozen on a bit of a flank, but they do notice it, so he's not going to find anything. Chief, the Sniper May, make that
Through
a
this window.
3K, and that's gonna be first point for Thought Police. Took him a little while to get there, but it's better late than never, I suppose.
Objective lost.
You know, overall, so far, at least from the way I've seen Thought Police playing so far, it kind of reminded me of kind of like a Philadelphia Fusion early on, where you got the DPS that are just every fight they win, they just carry, and you do, but you still have like those bright moments from like the tank line and stuff overall. So I mean, Thought Police haven't been doing as bad as some people would expect, I'd say, but Double Cap so far have had a really good defense, I'd say, as well. Only 2.5 minutes on the timer as they're just coming around the first bend.
Speed boost High Noon will force Thought Police to disengage. McCree actually will get out and effectively with the rest of his team. Double Cap have no ultimates to speak of. Frozen getting caught out by a beautiful Maywall from Chief. Shatter High Noon coming in. The lamp is there, but it doesn't matter. 3 people aren't in the lamp. That is going to be McCree once again with a highlight-worthy 3K. And that's a team kill there for Thought Police. They might not get all the way to second point capture, but they will get a good portion away there.
Yeah, I could see Double Cap. Double Cap have the time here. They should, unless something happens, like some hick happens here, they should go for this push and try and contest this point for one more fight on this second point push. And this is, I call it the most crucial fight, because if the Thought Police lose this fight, it's going to be very bad news bears for them.
The Blizzard bugging out a bit there. I'm not sure if
I
caught the
did not-
audio effect.
I heard the audio delay, but I had no idea how that happened.
It landed on a surface it didn't want to go. But either way, the blizzard will result in McCree's death, as well as Greek falling soon thereafter. Late blizzard coming in from Chief, and will fall as a result of going for the attempt. Little Pants sitting on the cart, but it won't really find anything. A bomb coming in from Shinsei, a little bit too late to really matter, and while they did get within 2 meters of second point, they weren't quite there. They invested a lot into a lost fight.
Oh wait, they're still stalling Nico. Shin, he just now fell. Oh no. That's gonna kill a lot of time. This is probably likely gonna be the last fight here, even though there's still a minute left. Just
Almost
from that
certainly.
stagger.
Almost certainly, as well as Double Cap having a distinct ultimate advantage. They really
I
have.
kind of don't understand why they use both Blizzard and Bomb there when they know they still have another fight that they really should have been able to keep those for. Oh, but that shatter!
The 4-man shatter once again. What is it with him and finding these? Nico's tossing in the bomb. It will not find anything, but it will take out the lamp. Gumsauce not having that anymore. Technically built up to another blizzard despite hating the hero. And Shinsei actually will get in the remake, but he just has to disengage anyways. I wonder if that was really worth it. I'm not sure if
Are they
anyone
gonna be able
comes
to
up with-
touch?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to touch as they don't get onto any stall
Any
heroes.
stall.
No, they definitely are not going to be able to. So that is where the cart will
No.
remain, is just prior to second point. 1.51 meters, I believe, is the distance from second point,
0
last I saw.
to 1.
I think that's the right number. That sounds right, at least.
We won't
But-
know because it won't say it anymore.
Yeah.
But either way.
But there was overall there, like I said, like Thought Police losing that fight at that point, honestly, even though they had like over a minute on the clock when they had, I guess, would have called lost fight, they only had one fight in that minute. And even though it was a pretty short fight, I'd say, it was still the only one they had because of just how far you have to go from that spawn room if you get held there.
Double Cap teasing us a little bit. I would not get too
Attackers incoming in
too
30
excited.
seconds.
if I were watching this. This is most certainly going to be a meme composition that they're going to swap
Big.
off of, as they have at least some of the stereotypical brawl ready to go.
I could
would-
not really see.
That's the point, yes. Anyways, yes, I don't think Zumam is going to be running out on the Roadhog, as everyone else is ready to go with the brawl. But yeah, sure enough, the swap comes in,
Okay.
and oh boy. Well, we have what looks to be a little bit of a sneaky sneak from Greek. He will not find anything, but he does get Maywall. Beautiful wall from Chief to allow his Reinhardt to get out with minimal damage, but he is frozen up. Will still get out with his life. Nikos actually was the one to almost get decked from that. Little Pants getting a bit overly aggressive and will be taken out, punished by the McCree. Early Maywall from Tanic once again, but this time does not find anything. Thought Police all rather low without the Lucio consistency of heals, as well as no heals at all anymore. Well, now they do with the
Oh,
Lucio.
they have little back, but not
Okay, well-
enough to keep Greek up.
No. First they lost their sustained heals, then they lost their burst heals, then they lost their main tank, and that's just a recipe for disaster. DC have
This is
the
gonna
win
be-
condition in sight.
Oh, they did. The spawns there were very split, and not having a main tank there, they're really shield to get grouped up as 6 there. Gun falls very late, I'd say, and so DC are gonna get a lot of free cart push here out of that, honestly.
And Streets phase is most certainly where you need to stall out if you are Thought Police, because that's the only phase left of this map that you have. Both
Ooh.
teams coming up on quite a few ultimates, but Double Cap obviously a little bit further ahead. Now an engagement onto this corner, but Thought Police
window.
disengaging from the window. Shinsei does not get out with his life, with his mech rather, and a bit of a late window from Gumsauce, waited a bit too long. And the cart's just gonna keep on rolling. I don't know if Thought Police can recontest this.
They're gonna have they really need to swap to like something to
They
stall
can't
this
touch.
out.
They can't touch.
They're not gonna get this. I do not see them touching this. They
Nope.
they
There he
need
lost.
something.
There you go.
They just don't
Well,
touch.
that was anticlimactic.
Literally, that was a 2-fight point. And if they had gone something that at least touched, they could have at least had another fight. But they literally only had the 2 fights.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Sometimes you get frazzled and you make poor decisions, and that kind of sums up their entire defense.
Yeah, about right.
Well, no
Alright.
surprises there. All the cards going to double cap, as that map was considerably more one-sided than Control. And
Yeah.
we're going on to Escort. Double cap on match point. What else is there to say? This is starting to look rather dire for Thought Police. They have moments, but they need to move that into a more cohesive plan, strategy, execution,
Yeah.
win. You know?
I mean, Top Police, like, at least I'd say they actually looked like they actually know what they were doing on Busan, looking like a really kind of like they had their moments in being a well-oiled machine, even I'd say, but overall, like after that, like the King's Row was pretty one-sided, I'd say, in favor of double
Definitely.
cap. Thought Police had the start of a good attack once they capped first, and after that, though, they got held, and then their defense, they didn't have that. It wasn't really anything to note on a defense. It just was, they just kind of were there, and
And then they weren't.
yes, exactly.
It almost felt as if Thought Police started to play scared, right? They gave too much respect to double cap on what they can do. Obviously, you have to respect the capabilities of these players, but you can't be so scared that you give them opportunities like that, right? You have to
Exactly.
play together, especially in a death ball. The entire point is to be together and stick behind the shield, disengage when you need to.
Yeah, very important.
By the way, it looks like okay, no one has
Still
chosen a
waiting.
map quite yet, but the options are Rialto, Route 66, and Gibraltar.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we are getting the lobby stuff set up. I don't imagine double cap will swap off of the defensive position, so it's going to be up to Thought Police once again to set the win condition, or at the very least a continuation condition. Say that 5 times fast. If they can
Yeah.
full cap, but that's really going to be up to them. If you are Thought Police, well, I guess you are Thought Police
Yeah.
chef. So, what do you think they're going to pick for a map?
I mean, well, there it is.
Shinsei answered for you, Rialto. There you go. Old, reliable. It seems to be the most played escort map by a
Right.
long shot.
Yeah, I was generally thinking they'd likely play Rialto. I could have maybe had seen a swap of Rialto and rather do like I could have maybe seen like a route maybe, but I was likely going to be seeing the Rialto because that's generally at least the best I'd feel.
Fun fact: all 3 games that are being streamed tonight went to Kings Row.
According to Knock, all 3 streamed games have gone to Kings Row. That's not really too much of a surprise when you think about it for a minute. It's just such a popular map. Everyone scrims it probably at least once every scrim. Yeah, not much more to say. Archivist coming in for McCree, as they definitely seem to lose a little bit of steam. So I'm curious to see if Chief is going to go back to that hit scan role. That is a bit dangerous, and swapping from that flex DPS position to the hit scan. Hit scan, you need to be consistent with your aim, and flex DPS, not so much the case. So there is some concern there as to whether he can be warm coming into this. But either way, it's not really his choice anymore, unless Archivist is suddenly going to pick up the hit scan DPS position, but he seems to be more of the Sombra, a little bit of Tracer, a little bit of Mei specialist from what I've seen in past weeks. So who knows? We'll get to see in just a brief moment while these teams are getting ready. Looks like we're just waiting on Double Cap, who hard to say what's going through their heads right now.
Who knows?
They are
There's-
match points. I'm sure they don't want to mess it up. I'm sure they want that clean 3-0 sweep. Okay, there we go. They are,
Oh.
in fact, ready. We'll be going in just a
All right.
moment. And sure enough,
Welcome to
off
Malcolm.
to the canals of Venice
Initiating match.
in what might be the ultimate map of this series. Double Cap on the defense. We'll get an idea of what they want to run first. Thought Police have a little bit more time to ponder their options in spawn. What are you expecting here from Double Cap, Chef?
I mean, I could potentially see some sort of dive comp coming in potentially. I could also see there's a lot of things I could see, honestly. Like I could see a double shield, I could see a dive, I could see a brawl. I honestly feel like Rialto has some like versatility to it, to like what works in certain cases.
Well, sure enough, it looks like Double Cap are setting up for the defense as of right now. Thought Police teasing the Roadhog Sigma composition. And judging by the rest of their hero picks, they might be serious about this. This is the more traditional Pig's Feet composition in action. We're going to be seeing how they decide to approach this first point offense, as they are now in control of their own destiny. See Double Cap. Oh, we do have a pause. I am not sure quite what happened there.
That would make sense. So walking.
Unfortunate. Archivist was apparently walking into a wall. Sure enough, left the game. That's gonna be a few minutes for them to get back.
He hasn't stopped playing Overwatch.
He has left the game. So who's to say? But they get about 5 minutes. If Current Master is to be believed, 10 minutes. He is not to be believed. It is not 10 minutes.
It is not 10 minutes.
Unless Double Cap want to forfeit their pause time as well, which they are allowed to do. But either way, we're just kind of sitting here and waiting. Archivist crashed, apparently.
Oh.
I'm not quite certain if they are still in Discord or if it's just their game that crashed. If it's just the game, then who knows? We might be able to get them in a bit sooner, and they are in fact still in Discord. So I'd have to assume that they're going to be back in just a few moments. Despite what the match chat is saying, this is not an EUNA Prod 10 moment. I
This
promise
is
you
not.
that. We are more forgiving, as long as the teams are willing. Otherwise, we gotta stick to what we know, what's written in the rules. But either way, we're not even close to that point quite yet. And while we are getting that set up, because it doesn't seem like Archivist is gonna get back within the next couple of minutes, we're gonna go to a very short break. So stick with us, folks. So we'll be back in the action very, very soon. And we are back. Archivist is just getting settled in the lobby. It looks like they are good to go. Both teams are given the R. Production is, in fact, R. We are R. You are. All that good stuff. Because we are getting back into it. Archivist just was taken out. And we're having a few minor swaps come in to make this more of a wrecking ball composition instead of Pig's Feet. No real surprises. You want to displace that bunker as much as possible. Tanic on the trademark Pharah. By this point, I think we can call it his trademark. Causing a little bit of a ruckus. He
Understandable.
seems to have a bit of trouble deciding who to shoot. Imagine that being the main problem you have in Overwatch. What an embarrassment of riches Double Cap have, as they also have quite a few picks in their name as of right now. Tanic not going to be getting that boop, but Archivist coming back from a disconnect and will find Frozen. I don't even think he was up on the high ground. I think that was from the low ground, as well as working on pushing the cart. The res does come in for Frozen, but Oh No Potato pays for it with his life, and Thought Police pushing this cart a little bit further. Archivist, like I said, that Tracer Specialist is paying dividends right now, as he does basically have his Pulse Bomb. It'll be just a few moments as long as he's not caught out by Tanic B or Frozen. Never mind, Frozen is caught out by him. A little bit of a recall forced out. This Pulse Bomb stuck onto Oh No Potato in a nice little tight corridor. And despite Greek getting taken down, the entire kill feed, despite that, is going in favor of Thought Police. Nanoed Sigma for the extra middle finger to Double Cap, and that will be
Yes,
first
though.
point.
Yeah, really nice job with that stick onto the stopping the res from ever happening on
The checkpoint.
there, and then from there it's you have the numbers advantage. You can just go in and just win that fight.
Despite playing so incredibly fast in previous weeks, Double Cap seemed to be rather comfortable playing this double shield, although they are playing into one of their direct counters, compositionally speaking. Greek taking a lot of damage, as well as Shinsei taking his entire health bar worth of damage all at once. Archivist soon there to follow, and Double Cap are sitting pretty up on this high ground. The cart is being pushed a little bit by little, but he very quickly juts into the wall and then back to
Trying
spawn.
to stay alive there, but not. He was sitting there just shaking his head like, please
Oh,
no,
Greek.
please no. Oh,
Greek gets caught into a little alleyway. He had to have known that was a dead end. Unfortunately, it was his dead end, as
oh.
that's gonna be the cart being stopped once again.
Ark is now on the Hanzo, so
Decided the poke damage was worth it. Chief needs to deal with this Pharah, as Tanic B has the barrage. It's just raining in damage. Doesn't even need the barrage at the moment. Waiting for an opportunity, however. Little Pants alone on the cart. And alone back to spawn.
it's taken down.
That will be, once again, the cart being pushed a total of 5 meters. And then just kaput, fight's over.
Slowly getting there.
At this rate, it won't.
I mean, it's not there yet, but
You gotta believe. You gotta have the heart of the cards and all that jazz. The barrage coming in. Comes Austin.
solo
Yeah.
chance. Whatever. Yeah, solo barrage on the gum there practically, and having no gum sauce means no honor. Means not many heals. Can't use the nano in the fight, and that's gonna be another reset for Thought Police.
Well, I mean, who would you really nano in this composition anyways? Last time they nanoed Shinsei, and even that felt a little bit awkward at times, especially right now with such a demanding presence on the high ground. Thought Police trying to cross the bridge, but they're having a bit of difficulty dealing with all this poke damage. Gravitic Flux being invested, and it will find, at the very least, Frozen. It will not find the kill, however, and Shinsei is forced off of the high ground once again. Rather low. The Dragons will find Basket, but the res is good. So Double Cap are none the wiser. Don't really have to worry about anything. Little Pants didn't stand a chance against the Gatling gun of the Battle Cow. And Thought Police, once again, pushing the cart maybe 10 meters. And immediately being sent back to spawn nicely by
Sweet.
the Frozen, but I'm not sure if it's really going to matter because he's certainly not dying anytime soon. And we got a minute and a half remaining onto this push.
I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to figure out what is going on in these fights, honestly. They're just all over the place.
Well, it doesn't help from your perspective either.
It
because-
doesn't help from my perspective. You are right. I can only see so many points of view.
If it's any consolation, these are very scrappy fights. Nice engagement onto the whole of Double Cap. It doesn't matter when Gum Sauce gets taken out. The res is there. Little Pants now onto the Mercy, probably for some
Didn't
good
notice
Ash
that.
pocketing. You didn't notice that, and that's the one team you're allowed to spectate. Either way, Double Cap remaining strong, and they don't even have to touch the card if they can keep Thought Police away from it as well. Didn't really have to invest too many ultimates aside from the Gravitic Flux Basket on a bit of a spiritual journey here. Jumps out of his own lamp and is taken out by Greek. So I'm not sure what the plan was there, but it didn't work either way. 30
Sure it
seconds
was.
remaining. We're in last fight, and Greek might get staggered. Maybe not. Perhaps. No. Okay.
Gum is there to heal, so little able
And,
to hold on.
One fight territory. Both teams have some ultimates to work with here, but nothing extremely good to work with. However, Shinsei having the first
Mirage
blood in
again.
this fight. Shinsei finding two. The Tanic Bee once again will have the last laugh as he takes out quite a few members of Thought Police. Basket taking out Archivist in the middle of the sky. Frozen now res back up. Will be making quite the impact in the cart. Looks like it's going to be staying right where it is. A little bit prior to second point. Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Stall.
Almost
Stall coming
reminds
in,
you
but,
of last map.
Yeah, almost exactly, except they got it closer to second point last map.
That is true.
Round 1 complete.
Oh, Frozen getting the last laugh on Chief in slow motion to make it that much better. At least from my perspective. I don't know if the stream caught it.
I
Either
have
way,
no idea.
win condition is set.
Initiating.
Thought Police need to defend for basically all of second point. You know, they can first hold, they can second hold, but those are the only options. They didn't get
Those
second
are the
point.
only options. Very limited here. There is a Double Cap do have the win con. So all they need to do is carry it out, and then
Ready for battle.
this is looking like it could go 3-0 for Double Cap.
Quite possibly, they look very comfortable on this map thus far with their double shield. Coming into their attack, who's to say that much will change in the grand scheme of things? Thought Police on the defense now, waddling their way towards the close hold. Might be risky, as Tanic has been teasing the Pharah quite a lot throughout the series. And Pharah is one of those heroes that can deal with the close hold here on Rialto, so you gotta be careful with that. Unless Chief can
The
hit
Diva
those shots.
mech.
5, 4,
Pushing the Diva mech, yep.
This
because
is very
she can
awkward when you're
crouch.
watching it in first person.
Either way, the bunker set up onto the high ground just behind spawn. Thoughtfully
See,
staying behind spawn as
look
well.
like they're ready for this.
The
Oh.
Pharah actually taken out of the sky, wings clipped, so that will be the holding on for a little while longer. But Tanic's going to be back rather soon, and if they
At least a
stay
few
where they
seconds.
are, they can just kind of free fire into the defense where they are. But they are holding on to the control of point for now. They're now going up towards 45 seconds. Tanic on a little bit of a flank with this Pharah. Getting a little bit of chip damage, but nothing substantial as of
Market's
yet.
low.
Gum Sauce getting stunned up by Nikos. That will be the Baptiste. First blood for this round. Chief soon there follow, and this looks like defense will finally be crumbling after about a minute hold, which, you know, it works.
Not too bad. Not too
They're
bad.
definitely going to have more opportunities to defend. He still gets Tanic.
He got it! Oh my... What?
Tanic is morbidly offended. Greek with the rolled in chat, as well as a good amount of Double Cap's spectating lineup. Their coaches also memeing on Tanic a bit. Everyone's having fun here. Aside from Tanic, he was not allowed to have fun.
That was not what they wanted.
Tanic
Oh!
be being
Tanic
brought
almost getting
down
caught up
rather
there.
low, almost one clipped. If it wasn't for the mercy pocket, very well may have. The beat to engage from Thought Police. They are straight onto Double Cap's face. Greek now on the Wrecking Ball, so they're back onto this divide and conquer. The barrage in the background takes a while, but does find Chief. Shinsei
Trade off each other,
follow
actually.
as well. Yep. Kill feed going back and forth, but it looks like the Bob is in fact doing things, and things
Bob
will
did
help
do
them
something there.
capture first points. Perhaps Greek is there to stall, but for how long can a lone Wrecking Ball do so? Looks like for at least a couple of seconds, enough for a
At least
good
right
amount
up
of
to the
offense
team.
to get back. Chief now pumping in damage left and right. Zoomon taking a lot of damage. The Gravitic Flux coming in from Nikos will find a few members of Thought Police, and that very well might be curtain calls for first point defense. Thought Police aren't looking too pretty.
Gum does find Tanic on his way out, but it's not enough.
It doesn't quite matter when you're the last one remaining, as it were.
That is true. And now it all comes down to this final point here for Thought Police. They're gonna need to hold this if they're gonna wanna continue playing in this series and go to a map 4.
Certainly, they have multiple opportunities to take fights here on the second point, but they need to move quickly and decisively. They have the ultimates ready. And Double Cap used a lot of ults in that previous fight to take first point, so there's an opening here. Minefield being invested onto the point. Doesn't look like it will find very much, but it does force Double Cap off of the point. Basket getting pressured out, forced to use the lamp, but nothing else really coming of it. Archivist with the pulse bomb will not find anything. Frozen gets out scot-free, but Chief will clip Tanic's wings. It looks like the roles are reversed now. Thought Police guarding the car with Double Cap taking up their defensive positions once again, even though they're on the
Nice shot from
offense.
Frozen.
Frozen making his name known, as that is the second headshot kill. It's looking rather dire for Thought Police, as it's really just the tanks
They're
remaining.
really committing ults, trying to hold this out. The barrage is not gonna let them do that.
They almost stalled out, but Frozen once again takes out Archivist on this Tracer,
Got it
and
down.
they got about
This is-
one more.
Final fight territory here, honestly.
Definitely final fight territory. Greek is there to stall, getting stunned up, but the damage isn't really there to follow. The Bob being tossed in to prevent too much of the defense from contesting.
Oh.
The sleep in, but Frozen
The
is
nano-
the first to fall.
The
Both
nano.
DPS now gone. And that will be Thought Police supposedly stabilizing, but as I say that, Frozen will find a few picks here and there. Shinsei getting rather low without his eat. Greek harassing the backline, but it's the front line of Thought Police that's in danger, as they do hold on to the cart, but it's a very tenuous hold as Nikos drops down from the high ground.
Very tight.
Trying to duel with Shinsei and will win that
The res-
duel. The resurrection comes in. It's really just the front line remaining at Archivist, trying to do his darndest. Greek now falling. That's a huge portion of stall now gone, but Shinsei still doing good work. Chief now has a Bob to contest the carts. That is 1,000 HP of tankiness without actually having to worry about healing them up. Shinsei will fall, however, and
Not
this
gonna be enough.
is going to be a 3-0 for Double Cap. It appears to be, despite the stalls coming
Unless
in.
some miraculous miracle happens.
I think they're all out of
there it
miracles.
is.
Yep.
No more.
It's definitely a good showing, especially on Busan, but Thought Police just couldn't quite pull it across the board against a tough opponent. Double Cap is definitely one of the top teams in the league right now. Certainly no Papega Parrots from last week. Different magnitude
Very
of opponent, as it were. But Archivist does still play the game, so at the very least, there's
Yeah.
that.
Arc doesn't do it too bad on that Tracer, I'd personally, but overall, it was just a pretty, I'd say mostly one-sided. Busan was very close, but outside of that, it was very one-sided, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you Thought Police looking on to VOD review, you can be pretty proud of Busan. Good showing. Nothing to be ashamed of losing that map. And then Kings Row, they just kind of sputtered out. We are going to be looking for an interview from Double Cap if they want one. So stick with us, folks. We're going to take a few minutes to set that up, get the stream graphics all nice and tidy. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with a special guest, Corey, aka an potato from Double Cap, the main support. How you feeling after that game?
I'm feeling great. 3-0 in the Mercy duel. Just got to throw that one out there. Had to prove my worth on the Mercy.
Well, certainly did in that regard. I mean, can't get much cleaner than the 3-0. However, despite that, you guys definitely looked to struggle a bit on Busan. Were Thought Police better than you were expecting, or you just took a little while to warm up? What was the deal with Busan?
Honestly, I think it was just like the 6-man versus the Brawl. We weren't really practiced against the Brawl on that map, so we were kind of shaky on it. But then when we actually didn't play against a Brawl comp and just played other stuff that fit better against their comp and fit what we know, then we kind of just rolled. I mean, I don't want to say it was a roll because Busan was pretty close, but after that, we just kind of picked up the steam and figured out what we needed to do.
I mean, that's a fair statement. After Busan, you guys definitely had what looked like just the better play overall.
Do you have any questions, Chief? Or Chief, Chef? This is what happens when I coach Chief for like 6 months in the off season. Anyways, do you have any questions, Chef?
I personally don't really have any questions. I guess good job. You guys all played well. I guess manager of the team you played against. This is a good game.
Yeah, good game. I
But-
mean, to be honest, like, I just want to say that Thought Police has definitely been better than people were giving them credit for at the starting of the season, and I think that they will continue to get better. But I think that we're kind of getting to where we were supposed to be at the beginning of the season too. So it's kind of like an unfortunate thing for them to look just kind of bad in the 3-0, but at the same time, I think they will get more wins. I think they could be a force at the end of the season.
Possibly, yeah. I do have one more question for you, and I want to know what were the comms like when Tanic got pinned into the drink on your attack for
Oh,
Rialto?
That was just kind of a lot of laughing, kind of just screaming at him. But also, you didn't ask about it, but in the end, we were like, all right, it's losable on that last fight. And then Nikos just started killing everybody. And he was just like a different man. It was just PTSD from last game when he played against them on Pepega.
Oh,
He just kind of blacked out. And after the game, he was like, wait, what happened? I'm back.
never again, says Nikos.
Yeah.
They unleashed a whole new version of Nikos.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he seems to be happy to be back. Actually, I do have one more question. I lied. So where's Pongo? Just curious.
I believe he is at an estate sale for somebody. I guess I don't want to share too much if he doesn't want it to be shared, I guess, but it's just an estate sale. So he's not
Okay.
here, but he will be here. After our game against Tenacity, he was like, I want to grind. And then he was like, never mind, guys, I have to leave for 5 days, but I'll be back. But I mean,
Unfortunate.
I don't think he could have gotten the fire strike kills that Zoom did. Zoom just kind of killed everybody with fire strikes on King's Row.
Zoom did a really nice job on the main tank.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of a struggle, I guess, map 1, but after that, he was definitely showing who's boss in the main tank role.
Yeah, I was proud of Zoom. I was proud of Basket. Basket came in for the comms because he's got some pretty good comms on him. He's a little loud, a little annoying sometimes, but he's great. He's my teammate.
I have
and,
experience with him. I can
Yeah.
vouch.
and Nico's coming in. Nikos just kind of did a really good job. Our DPS line, Frozen Tanic, did good as ever. I did good as ever, obviously. Number 1 player in the
Obviously.
league. 2-2. Oh, and we passed Thought Police in the rankings. So
Yeah, this
Order is
technically was
restored.
an upset.
yeah,
By technicality, they were under us. In
Yeah, we were
rankings
under them
based
by
off,
one map.
Based
No.
off map differential.
yeah. So we knew coming into this we had to beat them to shake up the rankings. We're the underdogs coming in.
I'm pretty sure you were 100% predicted for like the analyst or something like that. I forget. I made the graphic so long ago. Either
I
way, that's all of the questions I have for you, Corey. Unless Jeff has anything else.
I got nothing else.
All right, then we'll give you the floor for any final statements before we let you go.
Follow me on Twitter at OnoPotato. I want to shout out my coaches. I want to shout out Clear. I want to shout out Coach Thumper. I want to shout out J Venom. And I don't think I'm forgetting anybody else. Oh yeah, there's some DC coaches. Kerd Master, that guy's okay, I guess. Ranter, Plat, Emerald for getting muted every day somehow. I still don't know how he does it, but
Uh,
yeah, I mean, shout out to our entire team, even the people that weren't playing, weren't there. Everybody's doing amazing, and we're gonna win some more games.
all right. Well, thank you for coming on, and I hope everyone at home enjoyed this series. At the very least, you got one really close map out of it. If nothing else, anyways, I have been Acronator, joined by Chef on Colorcast. Probably the most scuffed Colorcast we've had in a while,
I
but that's
did my
not his
best.
fault. That's
I
not
did
his
my
fault.
best.
Product of circumstances, otherwise it would have been a solo cast. But we also had Knock on production. Can't forget the lovely people behind the scenes that you don't get to see or hear. But anyways, tune into the other streams. I believe they're probably still going on. Looking at the casting booths, yes, they're still going on. So go check those out. And we'll have another stream tomorrow for the rerun, as it were, of Tenacity versus MI6, I believe it was. But anyways, that's all we have for you tonight. So until next time, don't die.